Hi y'all, this is Jeff from Jeff's Vegetable Gardening in Containers. Went over how the yard looks now. It just happened to be that my yard guy, Mark, came by this morning and cut the grass, and thank God, I mean, when I say thank God, there was stuff in my yard from one side to the other piled 8 foot high, 10 foot wide, just that I was cutting off the fences and cutting the growth back from the two vacant lots next to me. It was just an incredible amount of work. And then I got up early this morning to try to beat the heat and went out and got it removed and put out front and where I needed to. And so I cleaned up, and then he cut the grass. So everything looks a lot better. You can see I've got everything trimmed back on this side that I could, that if he hadn't already done this palm, I trimmed back. You can see the clementine, it's looking rough, but at least it's going to get the full sun now. If you look down the fence line here now, the fence is clean. Nothing's dragging into the orange tree anymore or climbing into my mango or nothing. I got rid of all the stuff coming from the lot over there. When I say abandoned lot, a lot that's just full of trees and bushes and stuff like that. And I trimmed this all out here. But the fence is clear now. The back fence back there was climbing over from the palms and different stuff to go up. I have a wooden fence and a metal fence, maybe a foot and a half behind it, maybe 2 foot, and that has to. It's got these big palms behind it and some other trees. So when I get a chance, I'm going to take this fence down. I'll probably put another one in, but you can see as wide as the palms are in that one area. It's just the palms are just expanding and pushing the fence back. And that was an existing fence. So I get to a point, I'll get that all finished up and cleaned up. But you can see with all the stuff up along the house, there's now all squared up and trimmed up, and it's looking like it's a livable site. And like I said, Mark Homie takes care of that for me, but he's been crazy this summer, busy, so we met and talked for a while, and I'm like, hey, I'm a nut for that stuff anyway, so don't worry about it. That's the guava that kind of looked like a bush. You can see I staked it, cut the bottom part off, so now it'll start branching up and becoming more of a tree and a tree growth, but that's a little while to come up. This is the papaya, which I also staked, and like I told you, I cut 2 of the main trunk lines down, so it's a singular trunk line. Hey, what are you eating? You looking for gizzards? Hey, that's no good for you. So that one stalk allowed us to just concentrate on growing that one. What are you eating over there? You're on camera. Hey, what are you doing? Huh? So I said, this is the line I trimmed. It was kind of spread out. Once it gets up a good foot or so and becomes more of a tree type, it grows up out of that a little bit more. When it does, then I'll trim everything off the bottom of that. It'll grow up and be more of a tree that's up high with the trunk of the tree will be cut down completely. You can see here, last video looked at all the way down in the front yard, all the way up to here was just overgrown by about 5 foot. I just went out here and really kicked some tail on that. And back this fence, you can see now that on this fence, it's clear now. I do have some areas back there laying on that cable line. I'm hoping to get to, and some higher stuff up here. But hey, you're supposed to be on vacation, even though I don't do it like that, which is kind of stupid. But I just like to do stuff like this. Has to be done one way or the other. And everybody, you can see I trimmed all the hibiscus backs and all the other bushes and trees I have here. Got trimmed back. The vine plant that Nan gave me, it has purple flowers, and I'd have to ask her what the name of it, but I trimmed that way back. And there's actually some dead ones I cut on here still laying on here, but it'll come back in no time at all. That thing just grows like crazy. Didn't see that, but I do have one dead limb on that palm I have to get rid of. See, everything else is coming in pretty good. I trimmed just a little bit where I had to on certain stuff I had, but I wanted to show you this lemon tree. Now, if you look at that lemon tree and you look at the video that I happened the day before, and you keep looking at it, I've trimmed it way back so it would get air to it. It became more of a bush instead of a tree. So as these leaders or branches and mains grow out and do things, I'll probably cut more of those out once it starts filling back in a little bit more, but this way it can concentrate on the top, not the bottom, not any weeds. That way it's going to concentrate on trying to fruit now over time. And like I said, I still got to get out and fertilize, but you can see just cutting it back. If you look back in there, you'll see a lime, you'll see one in there. When I see lime, lemons. And you can tell if they're green and small like that, this is the time they're going to start getting ready to grow and everything. So anything about these things you got to really watch out for, which happens to me every time. I don't know why. I stick my hands in there without gloves, and these things got some severe stickers on them. So I think with the air getting through it and it being more of a tree and the bottom cut out like I have it there, I think she's going to produce a little bit more. I just have to keep up with it, and once it gets a little fuller up, starts to come down just a little bit and fuller up top, then I'm going to trim some of them leaders out of the bottom, and I'm going to get it into maybe a 1 or 2 stem trunk scenario, so I can let it go from there, and it'll start prospering again and start growing good again. Everything else, Mark had trimmed most of the front, so he wasn't expecting me for a little while, but he got what he could get done. But it was a lot of work, got rid of it all, and like I said, didn't know he was coming today. It was cool because I got my grass cut and looks good with everything, but I didn't know, and he came, and luckily I got up early. We got it all cleaned up and got it to a point. That time when I come down, next time I'm going to put this one in the ground. Then I'll replace that with something else, but for now, that's where we're at with everything. Anything I got left that I'm going to do, as you can see it here, I got it today. It's a orange tree, because I know I'm going to be taking some of them old ones out, putting new ones in, so it takes them 3 or 4 years to produce most of them. So what I'm going to do is start getting them little by little as I'm down here, and getting them in the buckets, getting them set up. I'll get a video tomorrow when I put that thing in a pot and how I put it in and how I fertilize the setup so it's ready to go in a pot and ready to go. Otherwise, we're in pretty good shape, and another wonderful day. The sun's going down over there. It's another. All right, I'm right here. Dear God, come on, you coming out? My gosh, you can't be without your daddy for a second. I want to go in here. She's hunting lizards, but she's always on the trail for raccoons or something. All right, guys, have a good night. Just a little update of how the yard looks pretty good now, and the fences and everything cleaned off, and I'll be back tomorrow with a video for planting an orange tree and getting that ready to go. And then once we get down here more often and do more things, I'll be doing vegetables down here, plus fruits and different stuff in the yards to keep everything going. But for now, I'm going to sign off till tomorrow. We make that other video, and make sure you get out the Jeff's Gardening Tips. Jeff's Vegetable Gardening and Containers on YouTube and on Instagram, Jeff's Gardening Tips. We post videos and things we make, and we also throw that on Facebook and my own Facebook, but I'm setting up, like I told you earlier, a Facebook account for just that, so I don't have to mix them all together. And that should be in the next couple weeks. I'll have that already. I've just been kind of busy, but that's a project I didn't get to because time's running short on, and I haven't had any real relaxation. But that and the birch over there, and This I trimmed back real bad, real big real short last year, width-wise and everything in it. Has just grown back like crazy, and same as that one. Next time I come down, I'm just going to trim them down. Like, just spent 2 days out here just climbing the trees and getting everything trimmed down. And trees will look like they're butchered, but everything will come back. But that's how you get the mangoes at them, so I got to fertilize and everything. But like I said, I'm checking out for today. You guys have a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe whenever you can. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.